Welcome along then to the magnificent Suzuka International Circuit, a stone's throw away from Issei Bay in the beautiful Japanese countryside. What surprises lie in wait for us today in the Japanese Grand Prix? A lap of this historic racetrack covers 3.6 miles, the only time during the season we race on a figure-of-8 circuit. And the drivers can expect some intense G-forces through the 18 corners on offer here as they experience some of the highest average apex speeds on the Formula One calendar. Keep an eye out for overtakes into the final chicane. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday, and it's put him on pole. A very happy Carlos Sainz will start second. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Albon, Ticktum, Lando Norris and Magnussen, Verstappen, Perez, Joker and George Russell. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Gasly, Latifi, Guan Yu Zhou and Mick Schumacher. Vettel, Stroll, Sir Lewis Hamilton, they've taken a grid penalty, and Yuki Tsunoda, Schwartzman, Ocon, Drugovich and Jehan Daruvala. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. And with me as usual is Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about Joker. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
It's been a really solid year so far. There have been some incredible standout performances, but what's really impressed me has been the consistency. With this kind of form, I'm expecting another great race today.
Hello there everybody, it's Joe here and welcome back to my F1 22 My Team Career Mode journey. I am such an idiot because I accidentally deleted the recording file of qualifying, but fear not, we have a full race ahead of you, and what I can tell you is that I qualified P10, which became P9 after a penalty for our teammate, so we're both on the 5th row, both with it all to do in terms of drivers and constructors points. But I am confident that with the race pace we have, I can pull back a good result. Now the question is, guys, how do you want to see me do career mode for F1 23? Because we now have the option of 35% races. So, do you want to see full races at 35% distance? Or would you like to see the normal highlights package at 50% distance? Let me know. I am keen to hear your thoughts. Right then, the last cars are entering into position now. It is the Japanese Grand Prix, not an easy circuit to overtake on, but I'm confident we can make some gains in this race. We're lined up on the grid, and it's go, go, go. We get a relatively good getaway. Perez has not, but he goes to cover, and I think he manages to cover us off there. Oh, that's a bit aggressive defending from Perez, just making sure we can't cut to the outside. And Russell is now alongside me, side by side, as we head into the very twisty complex here. But Russell does not find a way through. And we are now tucked up behind Sergio Perez again. Russell having a very half-hearted look up the inside of some of these corners. And that has put me off a little bit, because I go a little bit wide there. And I think Russell's going to try to stick his car up the inside. That's failed. We've got a yellow flag. And I have a feeling that might be my teammate. Yes, it is. He has a very half-hearted look. Gets wrong-footed and goes onto the gravel. Georgie boy, what are you doing? I get that I was wrong-footed and he was trying to take advantage. But there was nothing to be gained there. He didn't even pull even the slightest bit alongside, so I'm not quite sure what he was trying there. We're trying to go around the outside of Sergio Perez, but Perez just having none of that. He shuts the door in my face, and now we have to rethink how we're going to do it. My aim is to try and get him into the chicane, so what we need is to get a good run out of Spoon. That's what we got. Hit overtake and just absolutely deplete the battery all the way up the hill. Are we going to be able to have a look up the inside of 130? Oh, we might be able to, but Perez shutting the door again. No way through there. I think the best thing would be to try and follow him and get through in the chicane, but no harm, no foul. We're going to try again the next lap, and we're going to once again completely drain the battery on this straight. We're not going to have a half-hearted look up the inside there. I was just letting myself known in his mirrors there. He doesn't actually get the best run out of 130R. We're going to go around the outside of the chicane. Perez tries braking late, but we're going for the outside, switching to the inside. And we have taken Perez, and him and Latifi are now embroiled in a battle of their own. But I think Latifi might just have him covered there. Perez is still having a look at taking the place back. But I think Latifi has gained as well. So Latifi gaining out there as we go to the slightest bit wide. But we're not going to let that drain our momentum. We are trying to catch Verstappen and Magnussen ahead of us. In theory, should be a little bit more difficult given they're on soft tyres. But we're now heading into the area of the race where the soft tyres are going to start wearing out. And that's advantage Joe. Right, round 130R. Magnussen again, not very quick round there. He goes to defend, but we've got the inside line. We break super late. And I think Magnussen there just not making that move very difficult for me at all. Knowing that we're much quicker at this stage of the race and just, well, he practically just gave into it. Right, up next is the Red Bull of Max Verstappen. Will he provide a more challenging overtake than Kevin Magnussen? We'll find out now as we head into Spoon. And, wow, we're all over him, aren't we? Right, drain the battery. Let's have a look. Are we going to be able to have a look up the inside of 130R? It's a tempting look. But I think Max is just going to shut that one straight down. But this time, we make sure not to lose all the momentum. We're going to take a dive bomb up the inside. And, well, there was very little Max could do to fight that off. Up another place we go. Next up are Ticktum and Norris. And I'm thinking here, is there a possibility maybe of an undercut on either of those? Or are we going to have to do it the hard way? Well, at this point, we're a few seconds behind them. But a couple of fastest laps in a row, and that's making our intentions clear that we are coming after them. So we're pushing on for this race, and that is a decent lap as well, a 1:31.3. Verstappen, though, beating that in a 1:31.2. But he's just come out the pits, and as Verstappen pitted, I decided to respond to Verstappen so that he couldn't get an undercut on me. And look who we're right behind. It's George Russell, who went off on the first lap. I'm hoping he's able to make some kind of progress. I'm not going to attack him at this stage because I think that Russell needs to gain as much as he can. So right now, at least, I'm not attacking him. But it must be depressing for him that we have an entire pit stop on him. So that's just how it goes sometimes, unfortunately. Especially with the mistake he made earlier in the race. But I am hoping he can pull something back. Right then, with George Russell, what are we doing here? What does he do? Is he going to pit this time or is he going to pit next time? I'm kind of hoping he ducks into the pits because he's kind of costing me a little bit of time now. And he does duck into the pits. So we've now got a clear track in front of us. Norris and Ticktum have just pitted. Have we completed the undercut? No, but the gap has come down just a little bit. And we are able to resume our attack on them. And maybe even get ourselves onto the podium. All the leaders are pretty packed up, actually. And it looks to me on the map as though a Mercedes is leading the way. And I believe that'll be Carlos Sainz because Hamilton was behind us, I believe. So, yeah, I think Carlos Sainz currently leading the way, holding the pack up. So are we able to make any further inroads there? Let's have a look how this race plays out. First off, we need to overtake the McLaren of Dan Ticktum. And that's not proving easy at all. This is going to be a very brave move to try. Are we going to try? Yes, we are. Oh my gosh, we came from so far back there. And that is a lunge so bold. Daniel Ricciardo would be proud of it. We came from so far back there. Right, a few laps later now, we've caught up to Lando Norris. But unfortunately, the pace does seem very closely matched between all of us. So I don't think catching the leader is on, but I think a podium is potentially on here. If we can get past Norris as quickly as possible and then launch some kind of attack on Alex Albon in the Alpine. Albon's having a stunning race today in P3. It's a good day for Alpine, but right now we are tucked up behind Lando Norris, getting ready to have a look. We're not quite as close as we would like, but we're going to come round the left-hander here and see how much more we can gain. We're about 4 tenths behind, 3 tenths. This move is on. We're going to have a look. We're going to have another bold Ricciardo-esque dive and take P4 from Lando Norris. And Lando just did not really fight that, did he? I don't think he could fight it. Meanwhile, one of the Alfa Romeos, I do believe it's Jehan Daruvala, has blown up and retired from the race. That's unfortunate luck for him as he peels off onto the side road there, so no need for a safety car. And we haven't been able to make the inroads on Albon that we would have liked, but P9 to P4, still good damage limitation, and we do get a fastest lap as well, so we've got 13 points. Leclerc, however, is going to nibble back from the lead in the championship. It is swings and roundabouts this season, and you know what? It has been a very close, very intense championship fight so far. But we're going to take P4 from the Japanese Grand Prix and a fastest lap. Not too bad going. I still wish we had the momentum to take the podium though.
So Mercedes have won it, and what a great race it was. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we can talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those we witnessed today.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everyone played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today. That lead at the top of the table has shrunk somewhat today. So let's see.
Yes, thank you for reminding me, Alex. But yes, the championship lead does come down. But it's a win for the smooth operator himself. Carlos Sainz with Leclerc in second. Albon then grabbing a podium in third. It's P4 for us. Then behind us it's Norris, Ticktum, Verstappen, Magnussen, Latifi and Perez that round out all your point scorers for this race. And we are now going to see how that affects the championship moving forward. We are 7 points in the lead, so Leclerc has taken 5 points back from us. Magnussen now 75 points off, and I think realistically is well and truly out of it. So it is between me and Charles Leclerc for this World Championship. Lando Norris sitting pretty in fourth, then Carlos Sainz has made gains into the top 5 of the championship with that win. Then Verstappen, Hamilton, Albon, Ticktum and Russell are rounding out your top 10 in the standings. And I tell you what, the Constructors' Championship makes for interesting reading because we are level pegging on points. How is this going to unfold moving forwards? Thank you for watching. Leave a like, hit the subscribe button and join me next time for F1 22 Career Mode. Until then, TTFN, ta-ta for now.